Ladies, are you tired of the endless dating cycle and ready for true love? Discover the brutal truths about relationships no one tells you and unlock the secrets to finding your dream partnership. Welcome, beautiful souls, to the Relationship and Hookup Compass, your guiding light in the often turbulent, exhilarating, and sometimes utterly confusing world of modern dating and meaningful connections. I'm your host, and today, we are tackling a topic that I know resonates deeply with so many of you: the relentless pressure, the constant questioning, and that gnawing feeling that maybe, just maybe, you're doing something wrong in your quest for true love and a healthy relationship. We are going to pull back the curtain on some brutal truths about relationships that, once you hear them, will absolutely shift your perspective. This isn't about quick fixes or dating game tactics. This is about deep, fundamental insights that will empower you to navigate the modern dating landscape with clarity, confidence, and a renewed sense of self-worth. If you've ever felt overwhelmed by dating apps, constantly wondered if there's someone better out there, or struggled with the fear of settling, then this episode is your compass. Get ready to gain some serious relationship clarity. The someone better syndrome, navigating the paradox of choice. Let's kick things off by addressing what I call the someone better syndrome. In today's digital age, with a seemingly endless parade of profiles on dating apps and social media, it's incredibly easy to fall into the trap of thinking, is there someone better for me? We are constantly bombarded with curated versions of other people's lives, and it fuels this pervasive sense of FOMO, fear of missing out, not just on experiences, but on potential partners. This paradox of choice, while seemingly offering freedom, can actually be paralyzing. You meet someone wonderful, they tick so many boxes, you feel a genuine connection, but then a tiny voice whispers, "What if? What if I keep swiping? What if there's someone out there who's a perfect 100% match, when this person feels like a great 80%? This constant second guessing can erode even the most promising connections. It keeps you on a perpetual merry-go-round of new beginnings and abrupt endings, leaving you feeling anxious, exhausted, and deeply unfulfilled. Your dating life starts to feel like you're hitting the reset button over and over again, and let me tell you, that repetitive cycle is a fast track to dating burnout. Think about it. Have you ever spent more time endlessly scrolling through options than actually investing in the one in front of you? This isn't about settling for less. It's about understanding that perfection is an illusion, especially when it comes to human connection. When you're ready to build something substantial, you stop looking for a perfect blueprint and start looking for a partner who is a great builder with you. Someone who is willing to put in the effort, time, and vulnerability required to construct something truly extraordinary. That's the real secret to building a strong relationship. Consider what you truly need versus what society, your friends, or even your own idealized fantasies tell you that you should need. This takes introspection. Take a moment right now, or after this episode, to jot down your absolute non-negotiables in a partner. We are talking core values, emotional availability, mutual respect, shared life goals, a similar approach to conflict. These are your relationship must-haves. Anything outside of that might be a nice to have, but shouldn't be a deal breaker if the core is solid. The excitement of newness, that honeymoon phase, is intoxicating. But eventually, it fades. And what you're left with is the substance. If your dating habits have an addictive quality, constantly chasing that initial spark, that dopamine hit of a new match, it's time for a serious reassessment. Ask yourself, will this endless seeking bring me genuine happiness in the long run? Will it bring me peace, stability, and deep emotional security? Sometimes, we intellectually know what's good for us, like eating healthier or prioritizing self-care, but we haven't trained ourselves to consistently choose it. The same applies to our love life. When you're truly ready to build, you start looking for a partner who is ready to co-create with you, not just someone to fill a void. Ego versus true connection, redefining your relationship priorities. This leads us perfectly into our next brutal truth, Many things that make you question if a person is right for you are based on ego, not on how you genuinely feel in their presence. We are often caught in a societal performance. We worry, will my friends approve of them? Do they look the part that I've always envisioned? Do they make enough money? Do they fit into the package I always thought my dream partner would come in? These external pressures, these checkboxes based on superficial desires, are incredibly limiting. This ego-driven approach is a dangerous path to finding true love because, quite frankly, you cannot optimize for human beings like you optimize a spreadsheet or a business strategy. Humans are messy, complex, beautiful, and inherently imperfect. If you let go of someone who genuinely brings you joy, who treats you with kindness and respect, who shares your core values, simply because they don't fit a predetermined, often superficial checklist, you will inevitably find someone else who is also imperfect, just in different ways. And then the cycle of dissatisfaction continues. The true magic in relationships isn't found in a perfect package, it's sculpted. It's about finding a person who possesses the right raw materials: kindness, integrity, a good heart, a desire to grow, and, crucially, a mutual commitment to build something extraordinary together. Much like a dream career isn't just found, but meticulously built and cultivated over time, a dream relationship is co-created through shared experiences, vulnerability, compromise, and unwavering effort. The extraordinary part comes from the journey you take together, the challenges you overcome, and the deep, resilient bond you forge. This is where meaningful connection thrives. Let's challenge this ego-driven mindset. Instead of asking, what can this person give me to make me look good or feel validated, start asking, how do I feel when I'm truly myself around this person? Do they uplift me? Do they make me feel safe, seen, and heard? The answers to these questions are far more valuable indicators of relationship compatibility than their job title or how they'll be perceived at your next social gathering. Remember, the goal isn't just to get a partner, it's to find a soulmate connection that nurtures your spirit and contributes to your overall happiness. When you constantly chase external validation through a partner, you're setting yourself up for disappointment. Shift your focus inward. What truly makes you happy? What kind of emotional environment do you need to thrive? Once you answer these questions for yourself, you'll find that the right person will naturally align with those needs, rather than just fulfilling an image. This is about cultivating self-worth first and foremost. Settling on versus settling for the power of intentional commitment. Now, this is a big one that often triggers a lot of fear, the idea of settling. Many of us are absolutely terrified of settling for the wrong person, of making a mistake that traps us in an unhappy future. And this is a valid fear, given the stories we hear and perhaps even personal experiences. But what if we reframe this concept entirely? What if it's not about settling for, but about settling on someone? There's a profound power in settling on someone. When you settle on a person, you are making a conscious, intentional choice to commit your energy, your attention, and your love to building something truly great with them. It implies a sense of agency, a deliberate decision, rather than a resignation. Think of it like early pioneers who explored vast, uncharted territories. They eventually found an amazing place, fertile land, a good water source, beautiful views, and they decided, this is it. This is good enough. I don't need to keep searching indefinitely. They settled on it. And it was only by settling on it, by planting their roots and investing their labor, that they could transform that good place into something truly great, into a flourishing home and community. Being indecisive, constantly second-guessing, and keeping one foot out the door can absolutely cripple your ability to form deep, secure relationships. If you never truly go all in, if you're always wondering if there's a shinier, newer option around the corner, you will never see the full potential of the connection you have. You'll keep yourself in a perpetual state of uncertainty, and your partner will inevitably feel that lack of full investment. This isn't about blindly committing to just anyone. It's about making a discerning choice and then nurturing that choice with unwavering dedication. I recall a powerful story shared by someone who was hesitant to fully commit, always feeling like they needed to keep their options open. Their partner, instead of giving an ultimatum, expressed it as a standard for the effort required. I need a partner who is fully invested in building this with me. If you can't be that, I understand, but this relationship can't move forward. This wasn't a threat. It was a clear articulation of a need for mutual commitment. And it was a pivotal moment. The fear of settling for often masks a deeper fear of commitment itself, or a lack of clarity on what we truly value. When you settle on someone, you're embracing the beautiful imperfections that come with being human. You're acknowledging that while this person may not fit every single item on a superficial checklist, they possess the core qualities that make a relationship fulfilling. It's about choosing to invest your emotional energy where it can truly grow, rather than constantly scattering it in a futile search for something that doesn't exist. This intentional relationship commitment is the bedrock of lasting love. The power of standards defining your non-negotiables. This brings us to a critical concept that so many women struggle with: the power of standards. Many of you might be thinking, but setting standards will scare potential partners away. Or, I don't want to seem too demanding. And I hear you. The dating world often tells us to be flexible, to compromise, to just be easygoing. But let me clarify: true standards come from a deep place of self-worth and self-respect. It's about knowing what you need to feel safe, valued, and happy in a relationship, and being willing to walk away if those fundamental needs aren't consistently met. Let's differentiate between tactics and standards. Tactics are things we do to get a reaction, to manipulate or strategize. Like not texting someone back immediately to create interest or playing hard to get. If a tactic doesn't work, you simply try a different one. It's external, it's a game, and it's exhausting. A standard, however, is who you are. It's an internal boundary, a non-negotiable aspect of how you require to be treated and what you are willing to accept in your life. You don't change your standards based on who you're with, they are an extension of your core values. For instance, if your standard is to be with someone who accepts your vulnerability and offers emotional support when you're struggling, and a partner consistently dismisses your feelings or invalidates your emotions, then that relationship isn't meeting your standard. It's not about being vindictive or punitive. It's about recognizing that this dynamic is fundamentally incompatible with your well-being. It's about preserving your emotional health and your sense of self. Having standards isn't about being picky or rigid. It's about practicing self-love and understanding your intrinsic worth. It's about declaring, "This is what I deserve, and I will not settle for less than this level of respect, effort, and care." When you operate from a place of clear standards, you naturally filter out individuals who are not aligned with your values, saving yourself immense heartache and wasted time. This is key to attracting the right partner. It's also about recognizing that compromise is vital in a healthy relationship, but you never compromise on your fundamental standards. You might compromise on what movie to watch or what restaurant to go to, but not on whether your partner respects your boundaries or communicates openly. That's a crucial distinction for healthy communication in relationships. Happiness as the ultimate goal beyond getting a person. Here's the final, and perhaps most vital, brutal truth: the ultimate goal should be your happiness, not simply getting a person. So many of us are conditioned to believe that if we can just land that impressive partner, the one with the perfect resume, the ideal look, or the right social status, then we will finally be worthy, complete, and happy. But this is a dangerous illusion. You will never be truly happy with someone who doesn't meet your fundamental emotional and relational needs, no matter how impressive they seem on paper. We often fall into this trap, thinking, if I can just get this person, then I'll be happy and worthy. But countless individuals have experienced the profound emptiness of being with someone who looked great to the outside world, but made them feel unseen, unheard, undervalued, or even unsafe behind closed doors. There's a special kind of hell in being in a relationship where you're constantly clinging, walking on eggshells, or never feeling secure in their affection or commitment. This is the definition of an unhealthy relationship. At some point, you have to realize that a relationship that makes you feel this way is worthless, no matter how much you thought you wanted it, or how much effort you put into trying to make it work. Your well-being and mental health are paramount. This realization is often a turning point where necessity becomes the birthplace of standards. You don't need immense confidence or an overflowing sense of self-worth to set these boundaries initially. Sometimes you just need to know, deep in your bones, that you simply cannot endure certain pains again. It's a primal reaction, like instinctively pulling your hand out of a flame. You don't need a doctorate in self-esteem to know that fire burns, you just react to the pain. Many people who leave abusive or profoundly difficult relationships look back after some time, after healing and gaining perspective, and realize with absolute certainty that they could never, ever go back to that situation. That necessity, that profound understanding of what they can no longer tolerate, became their unwavering standard. It wasn't about finding someone better, it was about choosing themselves. Ultimately, your journey to finding true love is inextricably linked to your journey of self-discovery and self-acceptance. Focus on becoming the best version of yourself, understand your needs, uphold your standards with grace, and cultivate genuine happiness from within. When you do that, you'll not only attract healthy, fulfilling relationships, but you'll also be in a position to truly appreciate and nurture them. Remember, a secure relationship starts with a secure you. Okay, let us recap these vital truths we've explored today on the relationship and hookup compass. Acknowledge overwhelm. Understand that the sheer volume of choices in modern dating can create anxiety and prevent genuine connection. Stop endlessly searching for perfection and start looking for authentic connection. Define your must-haves. Be brutally honest about what you truly need in a relationship versus what your ego or external pressures are telling you to want. Prioritize core values over superficial traits. Build, don't just find. Recognize that extraordinary relationships are not found fully formed. They are lovingly sculpted and co-created through mutual effort, vulnerability, and sustained commitment. This is the foundation of lasting love. Settle on, not for. Reframe the idea of settling. Choose to intentionally settle on a good person and then pour your energy into making that relationship truly great. Embrace intentional commitment. Embrace standards. Understand that true standards emerge from a place of self-worth. They are non-negotiable boundaries that protect your well-being, not tactics to play games. This is vital for healthy boundaries. Prioritize your happiness. Remember that your well-being is the ultimate goal. Don't chase a person believing they will complete you. Cultivate your own happiness first, and then seek a partner who complements it. This is about self-love journey. All right, legends, if this spoke to you, share it with a sister, a friend, a younger you who needed to hear it. If you got some value from this chat, smash that like button to show some love. And hey, we want to hear from you. Drop a comment below with your biggest takeaway, or share the best dating advice you've ever received. Let's swap some wisdom in the comments. And if you haven't already, what are you doing? Hit that subscribe button and tap the bell icon so you never miss a juicy episode of our love, dating, and relationship talks. Trust me, you're gonna want to be here for what's coming next. Thanks so much for hanging out with us today. Stay bold, stay kind, and remember, love favors the brave. Catch you in the next one.